This is Omnibros live for the week of June 8th. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking all about you love her, you know her, she is gorgeous, Gal Gadot, and, of course, Wonder Woman, the movie. Fair warning, of course, ladies and gentlemen, like always, when we do these movie reviews, and I am hopped up on a whole lot of root beer and ice cream, so I'm really wired right now. The crash will come later tonight. Fair warning, when we do these movie reviews, that we start out spoiler-free, and then we give you guys a fair warning, and then we go and do spoilers. So that is how the format is going to go. Other than that, we're just going to run the show like always. With me, as always, ladies and gentlemen, you know him, you love him. He is my co-host on the Just Brag and Hardcover Reviews news show that is Patreon exclusive, $5 level. Thank you very much. Mr. Silver Fox, Just Brag.
Hey-o, hit him with the hind.
Baba Booey.
Baba Booey.
Baba Booey to you, sir.
What's happening?
I'm good, man. I've had way too much root beer and ice cream, and I'm wired. So by 10 o'clock, I'll probably be fading fast. I'll be fading faster than a 70-year-old woman on the stripper pole.
Gross.
Very gross. And to my left, is the bald sensation. He is not my father, ladies and gentlemen. For the last time, he is not my dad. He stands at a whopping 8'3". It's Gabe Infinity Watch. How's it going, Gabe?
I'm doing good, man. The maternity test is still out, so we'll see about that.
I know. I really want to know if you're my father or not. It's killing me.
We're going to end up on Maury Povich very soon.
You have a shit ton of child support to make up for. I'm 27. That would be really... So how old are you?
36.
It could happen.
Yeah.
It could happen. You never know. So...
Was your mom ever in Anaheim, California in the late 90s?
Not to my knowledge, but it could have happened. There was a period of time where they were in Mexico for visiting.
Oh, Mexico is where it could have happened.
It could have. Holy shit.
Yeah, I was down there getting dental work done in Mexico. Not really.
We got this
Dental work.
Now I got boobs.
So tonight, like we already said, it's Wonder Woman night. We're going to be talking about exclusively the Wonder Woman movie, what our thoughts are. Did we like it? Did we hate it? I actually know how you two feel about the movie. I have kept intentionally silent for the past week and have not said anything about how I thought about the movie. Did I like it? Did I hate it? Or anything like that. We will get into that a little bit later. But as always, we start off the show with what did we buy? And the next 30 minutes are going to go to this man because the haul he has this week would put me in Chapter 1 bankruptcy. It's crazy. Jess, what do you got?
Well, I'm going to blast through it really fast. For some reason, I just went goofy this week and got a bunch of stuff. I blame part of it on the fact that I have a YouTube channel now and I have to review stuff because the 80% backlog I have already isn't enough. So I got some stuff that I wanted to review, so I'm going to blast through it really quickly. First, I got Bitch Planet 2. My favorite thing is Monsters. I'm trying to stack these up so they don't... I mean, this is like the Tower piece of JLA Deluxe Book 1. Ooh. Or it's not even Book 1. JLA Year 1, the Deluxe Edition by Mark Waid. All 5 copies of Harrow County, based on the recommendation of Riley Moore. Then I got Moonshine, which I'm looking forward to because I won't spoil it. Somebody here said it was good.
Yeah.
A book by Devin Grayson called User. Suicide Squad 6. Suicide Squad 6. John Ostrander's book, number 6. Suicide Squad. There, I said it. Whoops, I'm covering up Batman's face. Bitch Planet number 1. Revival, the final book, number 4. Which I can't wait to crack into because I remember reading that in floppies. Wonder Woman, by John Byrne. Yeah, Wonder Woman by John Byrne. Dead Man, Dark Mansion of Forbidden Love, which I'm reading. I've read about a quarter of it, and it's really good so far. Oh, wait, that's the reading section. Okay, I'll set that aside. Kingsway West. I read that. Here's some books that Gabe will appreciate. All four Before Watchmen hardcovers.
Awesome.
Nice.
That's great stuff.
Right. Look at all the creators there. Look. See all those creators?
Yeah, Darwin and Connor, like that Minutemen thing was amazing.
Oh, the Minutemen series is fantastic. It's one of the best stuff that's come out of Before Watchmen.
Yeah. So I don't understand the haters out there. To the haters out there, I say, poo-poo.
Spit on.
I spit on you. Got Providence Book 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why'd you do that, Jess?
Why did I do that?
Yeah, didn't you order the Kickstarter?
Oh, shit. Did I?
He doesn't even know what he bought.
I don't. Gabe knows what I do better than I do. I did do something with that, didn't I?
Yeah, I remember you and me talking about the Kickstarter for a while. And the Kickstarter has like it's a slipcase of all 5.
Oh, fudge, that's right. Oh, well. Pretend I didn't buy this.
Trade bait.
Trade bait. I got an epic collection of X-Men, Second Genesis. I'm sure I didn't have that. I'm still cracking up. Doom Patrol by Gerard Way, which is supposed to be fantastic. And the Vinyl Underground Vertigo series. Can you see it there? Okay. We're almost done. No, we're really not. I've been wanting to read A-Force, so I got both books of A-Force. I've been wanting to read Kelly Thompson's Hawkeye. And I've heard good things about Infamous Iron Man. Mm-hmm. Dr. Doom as Iron Man. I wanna read that. I love Spider-Woman.
That's the story about where he becomes Iron Man?
There's a new Iron Man in town, and his name is Victor Von Doom.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Who wrote it?
Bendis. With Malieve artwork.
Bendis isn't mess with me today, but I'll give it a shot.
So
that's Pretty Boy Doom. You know, he doesn't have
Posting
anymore.
And I love Spider-Woman, so I got the latest Spider-Woman. And I can't tell. I'll go through these really quickly because I think I may have already said it last week. Batman New Gotham by Rucka. Earth 1 Volume 2 of Teen Titans. And I'm pretty sure I said this last week, but I'll say it again because I can't wait to read them. Lantern City. Steampunk Lantern City.
Oh, yeah, we stopped picking.
With what?
You showed pictures of that last week. It looks great.
Okay, I already said that. Yeah. Okay, that's it. That's what I bought.
That alone would put me on the couch for about a week. If that's I'm being totally honest. Gabe, what are you drinking, man?
He's got a tall boy.
Yeah.
I came back from the store with a couple bottles of Arrogant Bastard.
Nice.
Nice.
It's appropriate.
I just killed an A&W root beer bottle with ice cream. So.
Oh, you drank the whole bottle?
Bottle opener.
I'm not proud of it. I'm really not proud of it.
So
Gabe, what did you buy this week?
Not much, man. I'm unemployed. But I told you last night. I'll show the stuff again. Let's see. A friend of mine, for whatever reason, decided to buy someone's collection of like 30 long boxes worth of comics. So I went over to his house and helped him kind of sort through it and try and find, treasures or hidden gems or cool stuff.
Oh yeah, we talked about this last night.
Yeah, and I was pulling out cool things like Miracle Man 15 and first appearances of like Scarecrow and stuff like that. But the things I got excited about was things like Deathmate Silver. A lot of great 90s books I picked up from him. Deathmate Blue, Deathmate Yellow. This is all Valiant Image crossovers from the early 90s, mid 90s.
He's got some full runs in there.
Yeah, he has some full runs of them. I'm gonna have to go back and dig through some more boxes. I know there's a Deathmate Black in there that I forgot where I put it. And Deathmate Black is cool because that's the first appearance of Gen 13. I got another X-Men 25. This is one of my favorite comics of all time.
Is that like a hollow foil cover on it?
Yeah, it does. It got this really cool Gambit hologram on the cover.
Oh, so much 90s. The hollow foil covers.
Yes, and this is the issue where Wolverine gets the adamantium ripped out of him by Magneto.
You pulled the cover out on that yesterday. That's right, and it's like the cover's a wraparound.
Yeah, it's a cool wraparound cover.
Yeah, where everybody's watching Wolverine basically die, and they're like, eh.
They're like, oh, that looks like that hurts.
Wow, that must suck for Wolverine. Okay.
Everyone's just kind of chilling out. It's really cool. I believe this is Adam Kubert artwork, so it's really neat stuff.
Everybody's reaching out. Not one person is close. Quicksilver is there. He could have gotten there.
Professor X was walking at the time.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Is Professor X still dead?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll be asking that question every week until he comes back to life.
You never know. He's been dead for a while, though, since AVX.
Okay.
I actually got 2 copies of that book yesterday. So I got like 6 copies of this book now. I love it.
I don't
Really?
blame you.
I love it.
That's the Wolverine one, right? The one that we just talked about?
Yeah, I love that book. That was like one of the first things when I was a kid reading comics. I was a young teenager. That just like
I want to frame it.
It blew my hair back when I had hair, and I read that book. Blew my hair back.
Would you mind sending me one of those? I actually would like to frame it. That cover is iconic.
Yeah, dude, I'll send you one. I got plenty of them. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you have 20 or 30 of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna pay my kids college with those things. What are you talking about?
Of course.
Yeah. Oh fuck, that one's not open. This one that's open.
You're already wasted.
I'm celebrating.
No. If there's one thing that I learned over the last week is that Gabe can hold his liquor pretty well.
Mm.
Yeah, dude, that was the last time I drank. Was at MegaCon.
Yeah, you held your liquor pretty well. That night we went out to that bar. You had a bourbon, like 2 glasses of bourbon, right?
Yeah, like 2 glasses of bourbon. I was drinking like my wife's drink when she wasn't looking.
Yeah. And then somebody just randomly walked up to you and threw a beer in your hand. I'm like, what the hell?
That guy came up with like a 6-pack of Miller Lite. No, not 6-pack, it was a 12-pack. And just came over and was like, hey, man, you want one? I was like, yeah, dude, I'll totally take one. That was great. That was like the highlight of my weekend almost. But besides that, just, I got 90s comics and I can really, shake a stick at. I got the Max. So you've kind of convinced me I should start doing some 90 comics, like spotlights on my channel and stuff. So I'm going to.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
You should see about getting some of those custom bound, too.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of these cool 90s books, they're not unless it's like X-Men stuff, it's not collected or traded or in hardcovers or anything.
Yeah, because a lot of it's looked at in disdain. So a lot of companies are like, yeah, we don't want, what's the point of putting a collection of it? But there are a lot of guys out there like you that you really love this stuff.
Yeah, they're doing a little bit more stuff. I know they got like a Wildcats Absolute coming out pretty soon. Which, oh, man. I'm going to need a towel after I get that one. I got a bunch of Wizard magazines. I love Wizard magazine. You couldn't make it through comic books. I'm sure Jess probably remembers. You can have comic book pull list without having Wizard magazine in the 90s.
Totally. I remember Wizard well.
I wish they would bring this back. I wish we had a format like this again that just had, instead of it just being on the internet, just some cool interviews and kind of like, you know, discussion pieces. And, you know, I love looking through like the price guides on here, because the price guide is super outrageous. You know?
Yeah. Look at the Ferengi on the back cover of that one. That's how old that was. Deep Space Nine.
This one has an advertisement for Orgasmo, if you guys remember that movie.
Oh, crap. Oh, that's old.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. It's a nice blast to the past kind of stuff, you know? They give you, what's really cool, I wish they would do, is one of my favorite things was like the top 10 writers, top 10 artists and stuff. So you had like not David Mack, but Peter David and like Jim Lee. And every month, you know, you would get the magazine and be like, oh, who beat who? Who's number one of the number one artist and who's the number one writer, you know?
I think I saw Rob Liefeld on there, right?
Yeah, I think I saw him too.
No, he's not in here.
Oh, he's not?
When is this? This is November 1998.
Well, that was when he was doing Extreme Comics.
I think he might have already been kind of blacklisted at the time. I think that's after he already had like the falling out with Image and stuff like that. He took a break from comics for a while to start a family and things like that.
Yeah, I think it was around that time. It was somewhere around there.
Yeah. So top 10 writers, just real quick, this is fun. Kurt Busiek for doing Avengers and Astral City. Mark Waid for Captain America: Flash. A young Garth Ennis is in here for Preacher and Hitman. Joe Kelly was doing Deadpool. Kevin Smith is in here. That's back when he was doing Daredevil. Grant Morrison for JLA and Invisibles. Steve Siegel for Uncanny X-Men Alpha Flight. Ron Mars for Green Lantern. Peter David for Supergirl. Young Justice. And Dan Jurgens for Thor and Superman, which is kind of cool because that Thor omnibus is coming out pretty soon of his.
Those are some really good writers. I was expecting something much different.
No. And artist, you had Joe Mad, who's amazing. Shut up, everybody.
Hey, you know what? I like Joe Mad, actually. I still like his stuff.
The late, great, amazing Michael Turner was number 2. J. Scott Campbell for Danger Girl. Jim Lee for Divine Right. That wasn't the best book.
Divine Right? I don't even remember that book.
What the hell was that? Yeah.
It was a book about a college kid who gets picked up by like angels, and I think he was an angel himself. And yeah. Alex Ross, Andy Kubert, George Perez for Avengers. So you had Kurt Busiek and George Perez. Adam Kubert for X-Men, Chris Bichello, and John Romita Jr., who is rocking a killer mullet in this photo. So that's cool stuff. I like looking through this stuff. It's really fun and neat.
That is really cool, man. Yeah, Wizard Magazine, for those of you, there are some people in here that probably never heard of Wizard Magazine because they're too young, but if you were collecting comics in the 90s and a little bit in the 80s, like, you would look at Wizard Magazine as like, oh, what's coming out soon? Who are the best writers? Who are the best artists? Oh, there's an interview with like Grant Morrison in here. This is really cool. A lot of people love that stuff.
I mean, today we have things like, you know, YouTube channels, and you have like CBR, Newsarama, things like that. That's kind of gets you into like, oh, what should I read? Should I get something new? What do you guys think about this kind of book?
Yeah.
Back then, that was Wizard. Wizard was basically us, you know, recommending stuff to people and things like that. That's how I found out about things like Watchmen and Dark Knight Returns. This was through Wizard. I remember I discovered I can actually buy original comic book artwork, like the actual pages. I found that out through Wizard.
Yeah.
And that put me on a downward spiral of buying original artwork.
Ooh, that could be really pricey.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
That could be really bad for a lot of comic fans out there. Original artwork, it's beautiful stuff, but some of them is ridiculously expensive. Jerome Pena artwork is insanely priced.
It's beautiful stuff, though. That stuff's worth it. I got a beautiful David Mack piece from Daredevil that I spent a pretty penny on like 12 years ago, 15 years ago.
Wizard around. Was Wizard around in the 80s?
No. It started early 90s.
Started 90s, right?
Back then, just so you know, if you wanted comic book information, you had to wait. I think it was every 6 months for the Overage Street Guide to come out.
Gosh, I think it was every year.
Really?
Okay.
I think it was a yearly thing back then. Yeah, and it was immediately outdated as soon as it was published. It's still
Right.
It's still that way.
Yeah, it still is. It's cool. I get Overstreet every now and then. But yeah, it's pretty much obsolete because all the articles they write is a year old. Comic book prices. I mean, everybody just goes off of eBay prices these days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That just goes to show now you guys cannot complain about solicitations being like every 4 months.
Yeah, really.
We always get that question. When is the next solicitations? When is the next Hatchet catalog, however the hell you pronounce it? Gabe, you're right. Wizard had great articles. I also learned about Dark Knight, Watchmen, and collecting original art from Wizards. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I discovered Warren Ellis through Wizard magazine. You know, it's stuff like that that just. I mean, the comic book person I am today. I mean, really, you know, in my younger, unmolded years, Wizard helped mold what I read and what I liked, and I just, you know, they set me on a pathway, and I went my own way. But these days, you don't have much of that. You don't have, besides like YouTube channels and stuff like that, you don't really have many people to kind of point you in what direction to go to.
Yeah, and the thing is that there's only like 2 or 3 YouTube channels that are the biggest ones. Smaller channels usually get blown by the side.
So, yeah, no, exactly. Unless you have a really good comic book store,
Yeah.
like a local LCS, and the guy is willing to help you out and point you in the right direction, you're kind of on your own.
Okay. Moving on though to me real quick. Things that I picked up the 2nd volume of Hunter x Hunter, Hunter x Hunter, continuing the saga of Gong. I'm really excited to read this. Continuing on, I read the 1st volume. I loved it. Saw that the 1st volume was going out of print, and the 2nd volume was going out of print, and I immediately had to pick it up, at least on Amazon. So, really great series, really fun. This next one I'm going to talk about in a little bit, but I picked up Moonshine, Volume 1, written by Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Risso, his longtime 100 Bullets collaborator. And Eduardo Risso was the artist for my pick of the best graphic novel last year, which was the Dark Knight, the Paul Dini story. I can't remember the name for some reason.
The Dark Knight, just the Dark Knight, N-I-G-H-T.
Yeah. Fantastic artist, really great stuff, centering around Prohibition era werewolves, and I'll get more into detail about that later. I'm really excited to talk about this. I actually read this today, and I sped right through it. Really, really interesting stuff. So without further ado, I'm going to kick this back to Jess and ask him what has he read this week.
I read one book because I've been sick all week with the flu. I read one book because I didn't feel like doing anything. So this morning I read Kingsway West, which was flipping fantastic. I'm going to do a whole review on it. Great art, great concept. I can read you the concept on the back. Actually, let me show you the front page because it explains it really well. In 1837, Dr. Arnold Ermacher, the engineer of New York, theorized the existence of red gold, a substance that powered extramundial phenomena otherwise unexplainable by science. In 1848, independent Chinese miners from the 6 companies discovered a tiny cache of actual red gold in the mountains of Northern California, leading to 13 years of atrocities and brutal war between the Chinese Queen of Golden City and the Mexican-ruled República de los Californios. So it's an alternate time with world building going on where California is run by a Chinese gang leader, and they acquire this red gold that has magical properties. It's got dragons. It's got a Chinese gunman who's an awesome shot. It's got Chinese guy loving a Mexican woman. It's the Mexican and Chinese are at war with each other. It's got a woman with wings that can fly around. Magic is real in the Wild West. This book has got it all. I loved this book. It's by Greg Pak, and it's fantastic. So that's all I read.
Dude, that book sounds like everything I could want in a book.
It is. It's got everything. Unfortunately, it's only 4 issues, and he's just started to flesh it out. So I hope he continues, because there's a whole huge world that he can continue to build that is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it.
It sounds actually really fascinating.
Yeah, it was really good.
What was the name of that one last time? So I can remember to put it on an order.
Kingsway West.
Kingsway West. Okay.
By Dark Horse.
Let me go ahead and pull up the old Amazon so I don't forget. Yeah, he sold me pretty quickly with all that description of monsters and stuff. I'm a sucker for that stuff. So
yeah, I mean, dragons in the air, winged women, magic is real in the Old West. What else could you want?
Especially the winged women part, because I'm into weird stuff.
Yeah.
Kingsway West. That was a joke. I'm not really into weird stuff. For those of you out there that are questioning it.
Sure, dude. Sure.
Just we don't talk about it. Kingsway West. Wow, the cover on this even looks badass.
Yeah. Chick with a sword and a dragon.
Okay, yeah, you've got me sold on it. I'm definitely adding that to.
Yeah, the only frustration is it's only 4 issues.
What?
Yeah, you're going to be left wanting way more.
Aw, is it an ongoing or was it a mini?
I searched the internet today. I could find no information about it.
Aw.
The last page says the end, but I mean, it could still go much further. But it just said the end, and I could not find anything. Maybe I could tweet Greg Pak and say, are you going to continue with this book? But I'm afraid he'll block me like Mark Waid blocked Brendan Donnelly. So I don't want to. Maybe if I see Greg Pak at a con, I'll ask him.
That was a bit much regarding that block. I never understood why he did it. So
I know. And then he ended up there was an omnibus anyway.
Yeah, but Mark Waid was also the guy that I met a few years ago, and I was like, wow, you just don't seem like you're very nice.
Oh, really?
That's weird. I've met Mark Waid a few times, and he's always been super cool.
Maybe he just had a bad day. Guys, they have bad days. So, you know.
Yeah.
Like I told you a few weeks ago, I had a bad experience. Not bad. I should rephrase that. I had met Jason Aaron, and he looked like he didn't want to be there signing autographs and stuff like that. I told you that a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
A friend of mine owns, and I'm super jealous of him. He owns like 2 or 3 pages of Mark Windigo's art from Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love, that's like my absolute grail, is to have a Mike Windigo Fantastic Four page. So my friend has like 2 or 3 pieces of them. And we met Mark Waid at WonderCon in Anaheim like 4 years ago. And my friend brought one of his pages to Mark Waid to sign. And when he gave it to Mark Waid, he looked over the page and kind of like reminisced a little bit about Mike. And you could kind of, he didn't cry, but there was legit, like, there was some like welling up in the eyes. Thinking
Oh, man.
That whole thing with Mike Windigo and how he just abruptly died out of nowhere and things like that. So.
No.
And also, I told you that story of when Mark Waid did that signing in Vermont. And
that was great.
Tricked them to go out there and hang out with them.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I read that whole story.
That's the coolest story ever. That guy just got, these kids just wanted to hang out with Mark Waid, and they lied about owning a comic book store and paid his flight to go out there, and they just drove around town and hang out with them.
That's pretty cool. They flew me out on their own dime. I would have done the same thing too.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, you guys flew me out. You paid to have me here. Why not? Let's just go grab a beer. Let's talk.
Yeah.
So if anybody here in the chat or anything like that wants to ever fly me out and accommodate me in a hotel, I'm more than willing to do so. Just saying. I will whore myself out.
That's the way to do it.
Did Wade come back to Twitter? I don't know if he did. Gabe, what have you read this week?
Well, I don't have a job, so I had a lot of time to read.
Which
is a good thing.
And drink.
And
no,
drink.
now I'm drinking. I've been just organizing my comic book room because I moved it to the attic. And I get a lot of requests from people who want me to do a tour of my comics.
It looks good.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to organize it. It's literally just stuff. Like there's no like rhyme or reason or anything going on back here. So I picked up because of Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman takes place in World War I.
Ooh, that book's good.
Oh, you know about Aerosmith?
Yeah, it's great.
What is it?
It's Aerosmith, not the band.
Not the band? Is Steven Tyler in it?
It's not. It doesn't have Steve Tyler or his hot daughter in here at all or anything like that. It's a World War I book about airmen. These airmen aren't your typical like guys that fly airplanes or anything like that. Instead of flying airplanes, they train dragons to basically be like their familiars. And that's how they fight this war, is not with like barbed wire and machine guns, but with fire, magic, and dragons.
That book is so good.
It's so cool. I think I don't know if anybody can ever find this in print anymore. It's never been reprinted other than in this format. But it's Kurt Busiek. It's Carlos Pacheco on art. So if you ever read, what was that Avengers book they did? Avengers Forever. So it's that team of people. Art and it's beautiful. I wanted to read it again because of the whole World War I aspect. Because not many stories do a World War I. They just decided to do World War II instead. That's the bigger, I don't want to say popular war because that's kind of an oxymoron. But World War I is really cool. Like artwork in here. World War I was such a terrible, terrible war where we introduced mustard gas and stuff like that. But instead, it's dragons and wizards and like magic and cool stuff like that. So
yeah, that book is boss.
Yeah, this is such a cool book. This is like early 2000s, probably like 2001, 2002, I think it came out.
And is it out of print now?
I think this came out once, and I don't think it's ever been reprinted again in this.
Oh, that's a crime. That is such a good book.
Yeah, it's put up by Wildstorm. It's a beautiful book. It's such a unique, one-of-a-kind story. Like, most times you see stories and they got the same tropes and stuff like that. But to do a war story around like dragons and wizards and flying and stuff like that, super cool. Whoop. Nice. You got bombshells. I got the devil.
That's right.
And I use my Infinity Gauntlet bottle opener.
Nice.
You have an Infinity Gauntlet? Dude, do you own everything? Okay, be honest. Is your wedding ring, does it have an Infinity Gauntlet on it?
Does it have 5 soul gems on it?
That'd be cool. Actually, we don't have wedding rings. I don't believe in them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't believe in them when I'm in strip clubs.
Just as that guy that goes to a strip club and has that weird, funny tan around his finger.
Come on, get off, hurry.
Oh, he's the guy that's he puts his finger on the table. Take it. Just take the finger. Here's a knife.
What?
Not to get personal, but I should probably get a wedding ring for my wife or something. She wants one. I don't believe in that kind of stuff. I don't believe in marriage. The idea, the legal nonsense behind marriage and stuff like that. But
yeah, good idea. Money on wedding rings.
She got pregnant, and I had to do it just to make sure everything was okay.
Oh my god.
We've been together for 12 years.
That's right. You guys have been together for a long time.
Yeah. There was a time, about 2 years, that we were broken up, and that was a good time. There was a revolving door in my apartment. I'll tell you that much.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
I hope she's not watching. Shit.
Oh, we'll know. We'll know if she's watching because you're just going to see a little woman come up right next to him and just beat his ass on the live stream.
Oh, my God. No, she won't come up to the attic. She's afraid of the attic, so I'm okay.
No, she'll be waiting downstairs.
Besides that, I've started rereading Fables.
Yay.
Good stuff.
I love Fables. I wish they would do absolutes. These are the original like trade paperbacks. This is again something kind of to go back to what we were talking about before that I discovered through Wizard.
You discovered Fables that way?
Yeah, I discovered Fables through Wizard.
That's interesting.
Is Fables that old?
Early 2000s, yeah, 2001, maybe 2000, something like that.
Fables is good stuff.
Copyright 2002. So yeah.
Yeah, Fables is great. Dipped a little bit after the whole after the.
No, it didn't.
I thought it dipped. Okay, I should say I thought it dipped a little bit after they beat the main villain, and then it picked up once they got into the Pups in Toyland arc or whatever it was.
The thing about Fables, I actually met Bill Willingham. He used to live out here in Vegas.
Really?
So he used to do local store signings and stuff. The thing with Fables, and the same with a lot of books in this time frame, early 2000s, I always felt like you need to give it at least the first 2 trades, the first year. Because the first trade of Fables, I thought was, it's cool, whatever. But then when you got to the second trade, the Animal Farm trade, oh, that's when it sunk my hooks into me, and I was totally sold on that book after this part.
Yeah. Animal Farm is so great.
Yeah, I was sold on that. Sold on it. And after that, I became like one of the best books I've ever read in my life has been Fables. But it took the first arc to kind of get acclimated with the world, and then the second story, I was like, forget it. This is amazing, amazing stuff.
Yeah, Fables is interesting in the same way that Preacher is, where the first 6 issues with the first trade, it's okay, and you really don't see what the hype is about. But once you pick up the second trade, it's like, oh damn, this is really good.
No, I think that was just the. I think that was about the time when they started getting into like decompressed storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
So it was more longer stories, kind of get to the point. Invincible was that way. It really takes until about the middle of the second trade for shit to go down. You're like, oh fuck, this is really good. Transmetropolitan's that way. Fables, Preacher, a lot of stuff in that time frame that you have to give it like the first trade or 2 to kind of really get into it.
Right.
But yeah, I love it. I love going back and reading this stuff. This is I wish they would do absolutes. If they did absolutes of this, I would 100% be in on it. It's a lot of issues though. It's like what 125 issues the run was, something like that.
150, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would have made a great HBO show. I always thought.
I thought they were trying to make a show out of it.
Were they?
Yeah, they stole it and became Grim Fairy Tales or whatever that one.
That's right. No, what it was that it was either NBC or ABC that they had the rights for Fables. They were gonna go for it. They wrote a pilot and everything, and at the last minute they said no. But then, like a year later, Grimm came out, and it pretty much just robbed Fables flat out.
Wait, no, not Grimm. Once Upon a Time, I think.
That's what it was. It was Once Upon a Time, yeah. Like where a lot of the characters were the same, and some of the stories sounded like the same, and it was almost an insult.
Yeah.
People were talking about just wearing shorts in the chat.
I'm a never nude.
Dude, I since I haven't been working, I've been wearing shorts and flip-flops every day, and it's amazing. If I could, I would wear shorts and flip-flops every day if I could.
I do wear shorts every day.
That is my summer attire. My summer attire, it's basketball shorts, a t-shirt, and pretty much what I wear to jiu-jitsu. That is it. It is amazing.
No, I'm like Jess. I wear shorts every day if I could. I just probably not during the winter.
Really?
I still do it during the winter. My therapist thinks I'm insane.
Well, that's why you have a therapist, right?
Yeah, I said, you're my therapist. You're telling me I'm insane? That's why I'm here.
How cold does it get over there, dude?
That's a great therapist, Jess. Good job on that one.
Jess, you're insane. That'll be $150.
Of all the problems you might be, trying to get through in your life, it's just fixated on you wearing shorts.
Well, when it's 12 degrees out, yeah, people look at me funny. They look at me funny anyway, I think, so.
Well, I like to drink hot tea in
12
the summer.
degrees.
Sorry? What about 12 degrees?
Oh, I was saying it gets to 12 degrees, Jess?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, last January of 2016, we got 28 inches of snow here over a weekend. I was out shoveling snow in shorts.
No way, dude. No way. People wonder how I can live in 120-degree heat in Vegas. And I would rather deal with 120-degree heat than have to shovel my car out of the snow every morning to get to
Same.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. But I'm stuck here because this is where I married the woman.
What happens when you plant roots, man?
Yeah.
The
goddamn
Clarknado
roots.
says.
What the Clarknado
says? Yeah, just as shorts get shorter in the winter.
I go to like Cold Stone ice cream there in the winter, and people think I'm weird.
Oh, I got hot chocolate the other day in the middle of the day.
Yeah, I drink hot tea during summer.
Yeah.
Like during the regular like seasons, I drink like iced Americanos is my drink. Mm-hmm. When it gets like 110-degree heat, I'm like, you know what? I'm in the mood for a hot tea.
Jesus, come to Minnesota. We hit negative 50 this winter. Sweet Christmas.
Oh, fuck that. No way, dude. You can have that shit. I got 120-degree, and I got strippers, and I got all the best food in the world that you can never come by. You can take that negative 50, put it in your pipe. I'm good.
Oh man.
I got 24 and everything out here.
Moving on. Gabe, did you finish covering what you read this week, man?
Yeah, dude, that was it for me. Like I said, most of this time I've been running errands and cleaning the house and.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so for me, real quick, I already kind of touched on this. The only thing I really read this week was Moonshine. Continues. Not continues. One of the best things that I think I've read recently coming out of Image Comics. Really fun little mini series centering around the Prohibition era, and it basically centers around this mob boss sending his guy to this bum middle of the nowhere town, and he tells him, look, these people, they have some of the best moonshine I've ever tasted. You got to figure out how we can make a deal with these guys, how we can cut a deal with them, and how you can bring the moonshine into this city. Bear in mind, this is set during the Prohibition era when it was illegal to drink and sell alcohol in any form, even though mostly everybody was doing it. It was just behind the backs of a lot of people, and the cops were even doing it. But yeah, this guy goes into this town, and he soon discovers that, well, he's not really able to cut a deal, but he soon discovers that there's something else really weird going on in this town, and that is that the town is full of werewolves. And awesomeness, yeah. Yeah. And awesomeness ensues. This was really, really fun. It's nothing too deep or anything too super creative. A lot of the stuff you've seen before, but it's really the trope of them incorporating backwoods like Louisiana, the bayou, and things like that, and incorporating werewolves into it. That really gives it that extra oomph, and it really, really grew on me as I read it. The first issue, I was like, oh, okay, this is good. You've got a great setup. But it really develops at the end of this, and the ending of this actually left me wanting more, and I can't really wait to read the second issue. Eduardo Risso's art is fantastic, as you would expect. There are some really great moments in here, and some of the werewolves in here are awesome. They look really, really cool. The only thing is, I wish that he would give us a transformation scene. We don't. I'm a sucker for werewolves, and I still think American Werewolf in London still has the best werewolf transformation ever seen. I really like seeing how, that transform, maybe it's because I'm a sick bastard in some ways, seeing that transformation of like where the skin is like peeling off and the bones are popping. I really like that stuff, and we don't get that here. Every single transformation kind of happens off camera. So I'm waiting for that. But this was still a really fun read, and if you're a fan of that Prohibition era, if you're a fan of werewolves, and if you're a fan of Brian Azzarello's writing, then this is really up your alley. This was the team that did 100 Bullets. And like I said, if you like that book, there's no reason why you shouldn't pick this up. And it's only not, it's $10. You can't really go wrong. You get it on Amazon for like $6 right now.
That's such an excellent team too. They also did that Batman Flashpoint series.
Mm-hmm.
What else did they do? They did another Batman series. They did that Broken City Batman series. They did that Logan series. That's chocolate and peanut butter, man. Those two guys really work together like very, very well. Like
Does chocolate go with peanut butter?
Yes, like Reese's peanut butter cups.
Oh
my God, yes, no way, man, no way.
No, I'm totally messing with you. I'm totally messing with you.
How do you not? I was about to say, how do you not like that?
I'm totally messing with you.
It's kind of like oatmeal and peanut butter. You still haven't tried it. Waiting for you to do it.
I absolutely refuse to toast my PB&Js, but I like chocolate and peanut butter.
Yeah, but you're just crazy if you don't toast your PB&J.
Oh my God, that is such a communist concept.
Oh, no, it's not. It's the way God intended it.
No, that's like eating well done steak with ketchup.
Yeah.
No, that is terrible. That is a crime against man. Nobody should do that. Well done with it's bad enough it's well done. You do not eat a steak well done. I'm sorry, you don't. Like every chef agrees you don't eat it well done, and chefs look down on you if you order a steak well done. But eating it with ketchup, ugh.
I know. Go to McDonald's.
I've worked many years in restaurants. I love working in restaurants. It's my favorite jobs to do, like a side job kind of thing. And every time somebody wants like a well done steak or a well done hamburger, 5 minutes later they're like, "Where's my food?" I'm like, "Fucker, that's going to take like 15 minutes to cook all the flavor out of it."
All the flavor out of exactly.
Sorry.
Oh God! When you get something well done, you really do you destroy it. You destroy the flavor out of it. It's just I want it pink.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
No, I have a friend who she likes it raw. I'm talking about raw, where it's bleeding on the table.
Ew.
Yeah.
Well, she can keep her stomach worms all she wants. Then I'm good.
Bruce Wayne eats well done. No, does he?
Oh, speaking of Bruce Wayne,
don't spoil anything.
I'm not, but I did pick up a Batman 24.
Okay, don't spoil anything. I haven't read it yet.
Right.
No, I'm not saying anything, but I did pick it up, and
you read it.
It's cute. I like it.
You read it, right? You read it now because you didn't read it as of last night.
I still haven't read it.
Okay. Yeah, we talked about this last night. Our thoughts on it.
I think the more I think about it, I think the more I'm not up late and like knee-jerk reaction without reading it and stuff like that. I'm starting to come to terms with the idea of what's going on.
Yeah, so last night we both said we don't think it'll last, and we both think that one of the people involved in that situation will say they don't agree with it or something.
Well, we were saying that's completely out of character, and then the more I thought about it, it might not be because we know like kind of what happens in the future.
Yeah,
we can talk about offline or in the chat.
Yeah,
and also that's Tom King. He likes to take something comfortable and make it uncomfortable, and I think that's probably what he's doing. Either way, I'm not passing judgment on anything until the whole story is told, right? So
yeah, I think you have to read the next issue.
Definitely, it's a big cliffhanger. So we'll see.
Sam is right. Wow, Bruce Wayne ordered his steak well done. Well, that's why his parents are dead.
Bruce Wayne is a fictional character.
That's why his parents are dead, because they had to wait. Okay, they are dead because he had to have his steak well done that night, so his parents had to wait longer, and that's why they had to go into the alley. Because if not, they would have been 15 minutes earlier.
That's dark, man.
I'm sorry.
That's also why his kid's an asshole.
I'm agreeing Detective Comics is the best Batman book. But to kind of keep going real quick, I also read the third trade in the Criminal series. Continues to get better and better. Love Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. Can't get enough of this. Going through the entire Criminal saga. It's fantastic. Like I've said before, if you are a fan of crime books, this really is hands down probably the best crime stories that are being told today. Like that, bar none. Brubaker, that is his thing. Brubaker tells crime stories, and he's damn good at it. He's not going to tell, I actually would like to see him branch out a little bit and tell like sci-fi stories and stuff like that. We kind of
go. If you're a fan of comic books in general, those criminal books are good. Not just crime stories. I think they are just darn good crime stories. I mean, comic book stories.
Yeah, they're just, like you said, they are just comics in general. If you have not read Criminal, you have a serious hole in your watch list that you need to plug up. They watch list and your read list that you need to plug up. They are fantastic one and done trades. You can pick them up really in any order, and you'll be perfectly fine. They're universe, and they are fantastic gems that I highly recommend everybody read.
Yeah, no, they're great. I mean, don't be that person, or let me rephrase that. If you're the person who only prefers hardcovers and you kind of just only go for that kind of format, and if you can't find it, you won't read it. Give up your complacency, give up your comfort, and get the trades. This deserves to be read in any format you can. Like digital, whatever, it doesn't matter, but you should read it. Like this is something that probably should be on. We talked about it yesterday. Like on a college syllabus.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Or like,
It's real writing.
That's a good question. Actually, I want to get, before we move on, because that was the last thing I read, I wanted to get Jess's take on this. You had a good question yesterday. Jess, if you had to create a college syllabus to introduce people into comics, what would be the books you would include in there?
Oh my God, that is a question that I need. Irredeemable.
Irredeemable.
That's a question. Wow, that is I'd have to really think about that.
Yeah, the way me and Gabe did it is that we thought of like throughout the whole year of a course, what would be the first thing you would go, then like the next, and then the middle of the year, and close out the end of the year. I think we both agreed that we close out the end of the year with Watchmen, right, Gabe?
No, I said I would close out the year in fun stuff like the 90s.
Right, that's right, yeah.
To turn them off to comic books? I mean, sorry.
All right, Jess, I see.
Gosh, well, you got to get Dark Knight Returns in there. You got to get Watchmen in there. You got to get Irredeemable in there. Oh my God, Marvels I think is a great book because the perspective it told from the perspective of the person and the art, that was a groundbreaking book. Marvels was.
Great idea. Louis, run down your list if you remember it. So Jess, me and you will talk about it, so Jess has a little bit of time to look into it.
Jeez, dude. What was my list last night? I think I said I'd start with Jack Kirby, some Fantastic Four stuff. Fuck. What was it after that? Then I would do Dark Knight Returns just so they could see what the dichotomy is and the difference of it. Then I would move on to... I couldn't do Preacher because if I even tried to do Preacher in any college setting, I'd be banned from the university from teaching.
Oh, so I can't do Sex Criminals?
You might be able to work that in, actually.
Yeah, no, Preacher would get you kicked out of any school.
Yeah. I said Dark Knight Returns, and then after that, I think I said Sandman, and then V for Vendetta, and I would end the year off with Watchmen.
That's a good list. Gosh, I don't know. Part of me wants to say Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams' Green Lantern, Green Arrow, just to start where comic books started. Of course, this dates me because I picked them up on the newsstand, but where comics got a real social conscience. That's a good one.
That's a good idea. I like that.
But yeah, I really like your list, Luis. But don't you need more than just that? Just for a full year, wouldn't you need more than just? What did you list? 4 books?
I listed quite a few, but with Sandman alone, you could do so much with the Ramadan issues, with
that's true.
Midsummer Night's Dream, with just there's so many stories in there that you could just teach about.
I think I did. I remember I started mine off with Golden Age Captain Marvel, like the CC Beck stuff. The big red cheese.
Oh wow, good call.
And then I would move up to EC Comics and like monster, horror, detective, crime stuff. And then I would find copies one way or the other. Frederick Wertham's The Seduction of Innocence.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Just to give that notion of this is what the world and society was like in the early 50s, and how and how I forget the guy's name, but the guy that ran EC Comics at the time, how he was on Capitol Hill giving his testimony. He was high on meth.
Bill Gaines.
Bill Gaines, yeah, he was giving his testimony. He was high on drugs, like he was crazy off his rocker.
He was on speed, yeah. Because that's one of the ways he used to try to lose weight. He'd take speed.
It's like, what's that baseball player, Rob Ellis, who just pitched the no-hitter on acid?
Doc Ellis, yeah.
Doc Ellis, yeah. And then I would move up into, I had a hard time coming up with Bronze Age stuff. Or Silver Age. I would definitely, Silver Age, I would get into, of course, Fantastic Four, Batman, Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah.
I like Jess's idea of hard traveling heroes and the Green Lantern, Green Arrow, drug issues, and social content, stuff like that. That was introduced into the 60s.
Yeah, where somebody's taking a picture of Speedy shooting up and nobody goes, maybe I should help him.
Yeah.
He's not shooting.
I remember that.
Green Lantern's pointing it out to Green Arrow. He had already shot up. He didn't have the needle in his arm.
That's what it was. My bad.
He was enjoying the high at that point.
Yeah.
He really tied one on. And I would go into 80s stuff, of course, like Watchmen, Detective Comics, or not Detective, but Dark Knight Returns. That stuff's always on there. Mouse would be a great one to put on there. Oh,
yeah. You got to get Mouse in there.
And then as I would move forward, again, with kind of the social conscience things, idea of things, trans-metropolitan, especially today, these days, in every election. That becomes super relevant.
How about Animal Man?
In the series on fun stuff, or in the class on fun stuff, like 90s Youngblood, and then Avengers, and even maybe some Crust.
I knew it was coming.
It took an hour, but he got it in.
I knew it was coming. He has to get it in every single episode.
Cross. You know,
oh god, it's the Stan Lee cameo of Omnibros.
Yes.
I think I'd throw Animal Man in there to show what comics, when they, along with Sandman, to show what comics really started to stretch their muscles in the 90s with Vertigo.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like everything you guys said. That would be a great course. I know there's courses on comics in major universities. I know Syracuse, I believe, definitely has a course in it, and probably Michigan or Michigan State, I think, does too.
I know UNLV does, because when I was managing a comic book store at the end of summer, beginning of like a semester, we would get just a ton of like students coming in with like their syllabus, and it's just like, I had to buy this book and this book and this book and this book.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it was great because I could just sell them like $1,000 worth of comics. These poor kids are gonna be paying off for the rest of their lives on their student loans.
Were they buying paperbacks or floppies?
Paperbacks, because I mean,
yeah,
you can't, because there was stuff like Dark Knight Returns and Watchmen was on like every single list.
Yeah,
like,
you should have sold them the absolutes.
Yeah, and they always had other things on there, like a lot of Scott McDaniel stuff.
Yeah.
Not Scott McDaniel, Scott McCloud.
Cool.
You know, understanding
comics, right? Yeah.
I would do some of that stuff too. I mean, I showed Luis yesterday a book on Vince Colletta and how he just fucked up Jack Kirby's art all the time. Sean Howell's, what's the name of his book? I have it here. Marvel Comics: The Untold Story. I mean, that kind of stuff, definitely. There's a lot of just art. This industry and this hobby that we love has really fucked up history, like a lot of fucked up history behind the scenes of things. And I think that's the kind of stuff that I would like to also touch on in those kinds of classes too.
Mm-hmm. But kind of moving on. All right. So we are moving on tonight to the main topic. All right. Fair warning once again. This is the spoiler-free section. We're not going to get into spoilers. We're just going to give our general thoughts on Wonder Woman, what we thought about the film, how do we feel about it, and then we're going to go, I'll give you a 10-second warning, And then we're going to go into full spoiler mode where we're going to talk about more in great detail about the film, what we liked more in detail, what we didn't like, and all that good stuff.
Can we give our plugs for our channels before we go to spoilers? Because we always drop down to like 2 viewers for the spoilers.
Of course. If you even want to do your plugs right now, please, by all means.
Okay, good. Before I lose everybody, go to Omnidog's Vault for the latest in braggadocious opinions on root beer, comic books, vinyl, pops, action figures, and other dork stuff. Omnidog's Vault. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely same here. Hit up Gabe Infinity Watch. I'm in the chat, so you can hit up my channel on there. I'm gonna be doing a lot of cool 90s stuff, 90s reviews, 90s spotlights. I've gotten requests to do more artist edition spotlights. I'm gonna be doing some more of that as well. I do vinyl as well because vinyl is fucking super cool, and I just discovered that. Like,
what'd you say, you spud?
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
Gabe's one of my disciples.
He is. You got him into it.
That's right. I'm part of the cult of vinyl brag.
I got Gio into it too, and I think Tyler Blunt I got into it too.
The cult of vinyl brag. I like that actually.
Yeah. So yeah, hit me up. I'm actually in the process of getting. I'm gonna make myself T-shirts and business cards pretty soon, and stuff like that. So, and maybe there might be an Omnibros network channel, something going on too. Whatever.
By the way, did you ever get in contact with those people that we talked to at MegaCon? Because you were the one that reached out to them.
No, I haven't. I probably should.
All right. I was just wondering. All right. And of course, you are here on my channel. And if you haven't
subscribed yet to the Frenchman Louis.
If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and do so. Hit the like button. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. It's found in the description. And guys, check out Patreon. It's found in the description as well. It's how I'm able to do this stuff. I took a hit lately. A lot of people dropped out. Totally understandable. I haven't been updating it as much as possible. I've been super busy. I get it. It's perfectly fine. Gonna be updating it later tonight and all that good. So check that out, guys. And yeah, let's go ahead and start this off. And
Smash
I think this will be.
Smash that subscribe button.
You gotta do it, man.
What the heck is that?
Huh?
Is that your phone that's doing that?
Yeah. How do you not know what this is, Jess?
No, I know exactly what it is, but I'm just wondering, did he pull it up on his phone?
Yeah, I pulled it up on my phone. So we're going to be going ahead and talking about Wonder Woman. Again, I've kept completely mum about this. I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say about it. I'll start with you, Gabe.
Oh man, I don't know where to start. Well, just flat out, I absolutely 100%, I am in love with Gal Gadot. She is extremely easy on the eyes. It's hard to take your eyes away from the screen when she's on, not only because of how gorgeous she is. I don't want to fixate on her looks because that gets creepy after a while. But she's a wonderful, wonderful actress. She's really great at this role of Wonder Woman. She's earned this role. I remember when she was first cast, she got a lot of hate.
Yeah.
Have big boobs and just stupid Neanderthal like ideas like that she wasn't big enough or thick enough or had boobs because somehow people thought Amazonians were supposed to have really large breasts, but in actuality, Amazonians cut their boobs off to shoot bow and arrows better. Mm-hmm. But when you saw her in Batman versus Superman, she was the highlight of that movie. She shut down every critic. Nobody could sing after seeing her in that movie, along with Ben Affleck as Batman. But with that being said, her portrayal of Wonder Woman and the idea that they put Wonder Woman in this movie, I shed tears. I cried at the No Man's Land scene when she went out there. Spoiler alert, just real quick.
And let's not get into details. Right?
By the way,
Save that for later.
No Man's Land. If you've seen the movie, you know what part I'm talking about. I shed tears. It was beautiful and it was inspiring and it was powerful, and that's absolutely everything Wonder Woman should be to women, men, comic book enthusiasts. They captured everything about Wonder Woman in this movie, and that hasn't been done in forever. The Linda Carter stuff is really cool and awesome and sweet and stuff like that, but the ideology behind Wonder Woman was finally realized, I think, in this movie.
Well said.
I liked it more than Guardians 2, to be honest. So this year, my favorite movies so far have been Split, Wonder Woman, Guardians 2.
Okay, that's good.
What about Logan? Did you say Logan?
I like Logan, but that would be somewhere behind Guardians 2.
I still haven't seen Split.
Split's amazing.
Split's good. Split's really good.
Amazing.
I'll just add it to my list of things I need to see still.
It's twisted, dude. Like I don't know how you feel about twisted, fucked up shit, but it's twisted and fucked up.
But if you haven't seen Unbreakable first, you need to see that before you see Split.
I saw Unbreakable.
Okay.
I like twisted. I mean, I read Crossed. I like twisted stuff.
This is twisted. It's more than just cross twisted. It's a different kind of twisted, I think.
Yeah, we watched my daughter and I watched a preview of it yesterday, and she decided she didn't want to see it, but I do. So, and my wife is definitely not going to want to see it, but I do.
There's some child abuse issues in there that they talk about, and it's really fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, my daughter and I finally watched Minority Report yesterday, which I've been meaning to see for 16 years.
Oh, dude, the stakes are the best.
I know, it was great.
That's the coolest idea. Like, you don't need tasers. Just make the guy fucking throw up on himself.
Jess, what did you think of the movie, real quick?
Well, I'm not sure I can add to Gabe's exquisite review of it because it was spot on in my opinion. I loved everything about that movie because it took the time to I just saw what appeared before your banner, underneath your banner. That's hilarious.
Oh, thanks.
That's fucked up. Before I saw that, Wonder Woman, without spoiling it, it took the time to properly structure the story from beginning to end. It was a cohesive, coherent plot that was, as plausible as a comic book movie can be. It did a great job of showing her upbringing, her training, things like that, how she is introduced to the idea of man. Gal Gadot, I don't understand the criticism of her as an actress because I thought she did great. She espoused the ideals of what the Amazonians are all about very articulately and passionately, and I believed her. That's the thing about it. I believed her as a character. She was Wonder Woman to me, and she kicks ass in a totally amazingly great way that is like, I don't want to stress the female empowerment thing too much because I don't want to turn off all the Neanderthals in the audience, but there's a solid amount of this woman can do it on her own, but still seeks help when she needs it, and is ready to admit when she needs it, and is very supportive of her help. They did I choked up at the very end, so we'll talk about that in the spoilers. but I got choked up at the very end of the movie. But I thought it was dynamic. I thought it was well paced. I don't understand. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I don't understand people who thought the third act was slow. I thought the third act was compelling. I thought I don't know, can I say it right without, there's a twist that happens that surprised me really, really well, that I thought was remarkable, because it surprised me, the twist did, but I won't say what it was. Mm-hmm. And I thought Chris Pine was the least obnoxious I've seen him in a long time, because he can grate on me. I'm a Star Trek fan, and I like him in that role, but I've seen him in other roles, and I want to punch him in his pretty face sometimes. But I thought he did a very good job being Steve Trevor. And there was humor in it, which is something that some of these other movies sorely lack. Some of these other DC movies, anyway, really lack a sense of humor. You can still tell a dramatic story. You can still make it compelling, but it doesn't hurt to have some laughs in it, too, to lighten the mood. And they were really well-placed spots that relieved some of the tension. And the 7% of people that didn't like it on Rotten Tomatoes can go stick it up their nose, because it should have been 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I just thought it was wonderful. I got a huge kick out of it.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love Gal Gadot in it. She showed off some acting chops. If you only know her from like Fast and the Furious, you know, it really doesn't come across her acting chops. But she played so many different like roles and like so many different cards, I guess you could say.
Sure.
I mean, she did like the fish out of water situation where she goes to mankind or man's world for the first time. So it's very a fish called Wanda. If you know, I'm sure Jess remembers that movie.
I do. That was a great movie.
Yeah, it's very fish out of water. You know, a fish called Wanda, where it's like, and Chris Pine kind of played that Tom Hanks role. Like, well, what do you mean you don't understand what this means? And no, you can't do things this way because this is the way it is.
Wait, are you talking about Splash?
Splash. Whatever it was where the freaking woman.
She was a mermaid. That was Splash. Yeah. Fish called
Maybe I'm thinking Little Mermaid. I don't know. No, wait. Fish Called Wanda was Dustin Hoffman as in drag, right?
That was Tootsie.
Okay, whatever. But yeah, Gal Gadot played the fish out of water situation. She played a heroine. She played, I mean, like so many different like characterizations that you really don't get from actors in these kinds of movies.
That's a good point. You're right. She did play a lot of different roles. That's a really good point.
So I'm going to move on. I'm going to go ahead and my feelings on the film. I enjoyed it. I dug the hell out of it, actually. I really did enjoy the hell out of this film. I thought it was really, really well made. It was really good. I had some problems with it, and I'm going to get into later on. But overall, I dug the hell out of this. This was so much fun. This is exactly what the DCU needed. This is the shot in the arm that this universe needed, and thank Christ on the cross. Whatever deity you believe in, there was color in the damn movie. Mm-hmm. There was actual color and light inside of Themyscira when they were filming this. It was like, oh my God, I can see for the first time. There's colors here, Zack Snyder. What? No. But oh my God, it's beautiful. There's actual like brightness. There's color. There's a palette here other than grayness. And then all of a sudden you start seeing like Then you start seeing some other things, and I'm like, oh no, not the gray, please use the gray, bring back color. But overall, I dug this movie. I thought it was really well done. Patty Jenkins, whatever they have to do to bring her back on, because Jess, you and I were talking about this. She's actually not signed up to do the second one just yet. whatever dump truck full of money they have to bring to her house to get her to do the next film, will make it happen. Like make it happen.
I think she's gonna save Justice League too. Her and Aquaman.
Her and Wonder Woman and Aquaman.
Yeah, I think they're gonna save that movie.
I think so too. I think
their characters are really strong.
Yeah, I think.
And what's his face? Their stock is gonna go up. Like those
guys,
the man.
They're gonna be stars because of these movies, man.
Gal Gadot and the man.
Jason Momoa.
Gal Gadot and the man that my girlfriend wishes she could be with, Jason Momoa.
Yeah, my wife and daughter probably wish that too.
Oh, she's flat out told me, right, sweetie, that you leave me Jason Momoa. Okay? And Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
I'm all over Keanu Reeves. He's the one.
He is Neo.
But just overall, such a fun little movie. Just some little quips that I had with it, some minor problems. I thought the villains got a bit too mustache twirly for me. There was one scene in particular where they say something and then they all start laughing, and I was like, "Oh, come on, guys!" Like that was a little bit that could have been left out. There were some scenes at the beginning with the Amazonians that I was like, "This is a bit tacky. Some of the dialogue here isn't working for me." But just
you're a hater, man. Get off this channel.
I'm not. It's just nitpicky stuff. Overall, I really dug the hell out of this, and I really, really had a good time, and I enjoyed it. It's the best Marvel movie that DC has put out. I'm gonna get so much hate for saying that.
No, I think you're right. I think it saved the franchise of the DC extended universe, or whatever that E stands for.
They need this movie to be as good as it was.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of people out there. I remember from the group who were just like, I can't trust DC movies anymore. I'm not going to watch this because of how bad the first three were.
We're kind of wondering how. Okay, this is the first film that is under Jeff Johns' banner since Jeff Johns came over and he started helping on the movie side. You kind of feel, if you watch The Flash and you watch some of the Arrow, you can kind of feel that little inspiration kind of creeping into there. I'm really wondering how much, because Warner Brothers has been known to kind of meddle with and mess with films. I wonder how much they kind of just said, look, it's Wonder Woman. We're not really expecting too much out of this. Like, just get it right. Get Wonder Woman right, because if you get Wonder Woman wrong, then you're going to have a lot of pissed off people because she is such a female icon. She is a source of empowerment for a lot of women out there. And had they gotten this wrong, oh my God, the amount of hate that they would get would be incredible.
Well, I think that's what made this movie. Well, I agree with you, first off, that yes, I do think Warner Brothers had low expectations for this movie. They originally projected this movie to make something like $75 million, $80 million, something like that.
And the marketing was almost nowhere for this movie leading up to it. It wasn't until it got closer that we started seeing a lot more of it.
And this movie ended up making a hair over $100 million. So it did better than what Warner Brothers was expecting it to do. And I think the reason behind that is because there were so many women out there who wanted to see this movie. And I think a lot of women probably dragged their boyfriends to go see this movie. A lot of times it's the opposite way around, or a lot of times I've been there before. My wife usually goes to the movies I want to watch. We're kind of in the same boat. But I know a lot of people who their girlfriends don't want to watch these kind of movies, so they just go by themselves. Mm-hmm. So I think what toppled the box office was, I think every ticket sold was really 2 tickets sold.
That's a good point.
I think a lot of couples. I think it was a lot of couples who went to see this movie together because it was easy to convince your girlfriend to go see it, or your wife to go see it, or your lady friend to go see it. I think that is something that finally just made this shit kind of happen. The movie was very women power, but not at the expense of men being stupid or men being evil.
Right.
There's a lot of evil in the movie because of men, like war and the society of the early 40s where women were just secretaries and assistants. And and one woman barges in on that, basically that Senate hearing and just is like, you guys are all stupid. Why are you guys being this way? It should be done like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's stuff like that that's really funny. It's really out of place. But it's things like that where my wife wants to go see it again. Like she keeps talking about it. Like, I'm gonna go see this movie again. I'm gonna go see this movie again.
This is the first superhero movie my wife has ever expressed an interest in seeing. She wants to see it with me.
Exactly.
So,
This movie sold 2 tickets.
yeah.
Not 1 ticket. It sold 2 tickets. It was girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife.
Yeah, that is a great point.
Well, it's not only that. It's a movie that it doesn't matter, regardless of gender, you will enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, it's got something for everybody. And
I mean,
the thing is, it's
movies out there. Like, I mean, there was movies out there that my wife would go see that I wouldn't want to see, like, you know, like Magic Mike or 50 Shades of Grey and stuff like that. But this is a movie that, like, you know, that appeals to both people,
right,
or whatever. Yeah,
it does that thing that I really enjoyed about Mad Max Fury Road, where we're seeing, okay, in today's society, we're seeing a lot of these movies that are very pro women, and that is great, but at the expense of the man being basically incompetent, like being a dumbass throughout the entire movie and can't do anything. It does something that Mad Max Fury Road does really well, which is where both sides are equal. They both need each other in certain times, and nobody's above each other. There are certain times where this person helps out this person, and there are certain times where this person helps out this person, like in real life.
Yeah, exactly. There was that scene in Fury Road when Max is a bad shot and he finally hands the gun over to Furiosa, and she uses his shoulder to make the shot. That's like the whole movie right there. Mm-hmm. He realizes she's a better shot, so let Furiosa take the shot. And she, you know, I don't want to spoil anything, but she makes the shot. Right. And that movie was, I would love to have a whole session on that movie. I love that movie. I just saw that with my daughter earlier this week.
Oh, Fury Road's so good.
And Wonder Woman, there's a lot of stuff like that too, where, I mean, it shows some men were just couldn't do the same thing she could, because she's, you know, Wonder Woman. There are certain things that Steve Trevor wouldn't do or couldn't do, but because he was a good soldier, he was following directions, he was following the law or following his orders, and that plays a big part in the movie, where he wouldn't do certain things or he couldn't do certain things because he is a good soldier, he's a good man following orders and doing what he is being asked and told to do by his superiors. So he couldn't do things that Wonder Woman wanted to do, and she ended up doing because she doesn't follow by those kinds of rules. She doesn't follow, you know, the army and the military, that, you know, they have no jurisdiction over her. So it tells it in a way that doesn't make Chris Pine look like an idiot or a piece of shit or a bad person.
Right.
Where it also highlights he's a good soldier. He is doing his orders. He's doing what he needs to do, and ignoring other hurt people that he could help because he has these special, strict, important orders to do as well. If that makes sense.
Gabe, you're a freaking film critic, man. You're awesome.
Thank you, Jess. It's because I love you so much.
I knew it had to do something with me.
Yeah, I agree with everything you say. I mean, if I had to rank it among my favorite films this year, it's gonna make the list. I would still say I think I like Logan a little bit more, just because, God, Logan tore me up at the end of that movie. I was almost crying. But this is up there. This is really good. I think I enjoyed this more overall than Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I would say so. Because I think Guardians of the Galaxy 2, as great as it was, the jokes got a bit too much, where this one, it knows where to space things out and how to play jokes out. So if we don't have anything else to say, and we just lost Gabe, we're just going to go into spoilers.
Where'd Gabe go? To get another beer?
I guess.
I'm peeing. Okay.
So while Gabe takes that pee break, warning you right now, we are going to go into spoilers of Wonder Woman. We're going to go into details about it. Yes.
Spoilers.
So
spoilers.
If you do not be spoiled, and if you haven't seen Wonder Woman, get out now while you still can, because we are going to talk about the film in great detail, and we're going to spoil the hell out of this thing.
I want to see how many viewers we lose. So far, we're holding steady, but
My girl still hasn't seen it, so she has to leave the room.
Are you going to see it again with her?
I want to see it again.
Yeah, I do too.
I think I'd enjoy it. I think I would enjoy it more a second time.
I'm going to see it again with my wife, and I mean, I can't pass up the opportunity to take my wife to a superhero movie.
This is the first one, right?
In the theater, she watched Winter Soldier with me, and then she loved Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one.
Okay.
She saw that with me at home. Both of those at home. This will be the first one we've gone. Oh no, we went to see Spider-Man, the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Ooh, good stuff.
Yeah, she went to see that with me. So it's not unprecedented, but this is the first time in a long time.
All right.
Yeah.
So like I said, spoilers are in. We are in full spoiler mode. Kevin Spacey and Kaiser Sose. Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader is Skywalker's father. Kevin Spacey is the killer in 7. Bruce Willis is a ghost. Huh?
I was saying Bob killed the girl from Twin Peaks.
Damn it! I haven't seen Twin Peaks. I was actually going to watch that.
Just don't watch the second. The second season is terrible in Twin Peaks.
That's what I've heard. The second season.
Mr. Glass is the villain in Unbreakable.
Yeah, Mr. Glass is the villain in Unbreakable. I was going to say something about Split, but I won't say that because that's actually pretty new, and I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. But yeah, we are full spoilers in this movie. So, okay. I'm going to be completely upfront. The first 10 minutes, I was not loving this. The whole thing.
Fuck you, man.
The first 10 minutes, I was watching this, and I was like, this is not really my bag. Like, the whole thing with the little girl and everything, it just felt too hokey. Like, I think it was more the little girl actress where she was just – it felt like she was acting. Instead of, like, you know, in Logan where we got Daphne Keane, who she killed it. And she was great in almost every scene she was in. I know. Shut up.
You're judging this poor little girl and her acting skills? Come on.
Yes. She's in the movie. I'm going to judge her. First 10 minutes, I was just not feeling it. I don't know what it was. Like, the whole Themyscira thing, and, like, some of the dialogue was a bit hokey, and, like, some of the women were posing, and you could tell it was just movie poses and stuff. It just was not doing it for me. After those 10 minutes, though, the film really took off from me. Chris Pine shows up, and the film just starts really just hit the ground running. I didn't hate all of the first 10 minutes. I dug that they were trying to build up Diana. I dug that they were establishing, okay, this girl, she wants to be a warrior from a young age. I get that stuff. It just didn't click for me how it was done. I really think it hits its stride once Chris Pine lands, and then all of the Nazi ships start coming in. All of the German ships they're not Nazis yet. My mistake. The Germany ships start pouring in, and that's when it really started to click for me.
How did they get in? That's my only question. How come Themyscira was hidden for so many years, and then all of a sudden the Krauts can suddenly start pouring in after Chris Pine pierces the bubble?
I'm not entirely sure.
I guess we wouldn't have a movie if it didn't happen. So it's one of those things.
It's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, I mean, people have been sailing all over the world and all this stuff, and nobody's really ran into this island yet. But, you know, it's one of those things that it's a comic book movie, so I let it slide. I was like, okay. I'm going to let it slide.
Once a man pops a cherry, it's open for everybody.
Yeah. Jesus.
Wow.
Another minor complaint, and again, this is such a dumb and minor complaint that I had, and it was just something that took me out of the film.
Maybe you shouldn't make it then.
This is just something that took me out of the film for like a split second, and I get why they did this, but there were a few scenes where you could tell that like Wonder Woman's spear would go through somebody's body and there was no blood on the other side. I get it. It's a comic book film. I get it. They're not going to do it because they're trying to range for like a small demographic. It was just something that took me out of the film a few times.
Okay.
That's just minor complaints. Any complaints that you guys have?
Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to complain that men feel domesticated by a small movie like this.
Oh God, that's so pathetic.
I'm gonna complain that it's not 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Right.
I'm gonna complain that Wonder Woman 2 is not coming out like next week because
More Wonder Woman.
I absolutely want more Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I can't really say anything bad about it. I mean, there was certain parts where the CGI was whatever, but I don't care. It didn't take me out of the movie. I don't know. I mean, I didn't really find too many problems with the story. I like the twist, or I like the reveal towards the end.
Well, we're spoiling it, so we can talk about it.
Yeah, you're free to say whatever you want.
Well, I mean, yeah, because it kind of fell in the idea of, what was that other movie we were talking? Guardians of the Galaxy, where it's just like, who's the villain in this movie? Is it, Dr. Poison or whatever her name was, or that other guy? It just seemed very like, well, these guys are just peons or nobodies. They're not going to do anything against, Wonder Woman. And it turns out that the main villain is Ares.
Which what a twist.
For real.
I did not see that coming at all. That was a good twist.
Yeah,
that was a great twist.
Really, I saw that. I was like, really? Like that old frail guy is Ares? Like, wow, well, good job. Like, hidden,
Yeah, they did a real good job. Because the whole time I'm thinking, oh, it's Nazi guy on coke. That's really the bad guy.
Yeah, there was a lot of cocaine usage simulated in
He was on coke. That's all it was. That drug was just pure like coke mixed with something else. Because every time he sniffed it, Mein Kampf.
Mein Kampf. Yeah. Well, now, where's my? Oh, now I know who this pop is of. Whoa! I'm gonna lose it. I have a pop of Dr. Maru. And I didn't know
Dr. Poison. Like, come on.
Dr. Poison, yeah. I didn't know who that was at first when I got it in the Wonder Woman collector box. And now it's really cool. I didn't know who that was. So, and we don't see her die. By the way.
But I like the idea that, I mean, it's such a good movie. I can't complain about anything on it, really. I mean, my only complaint is I drank all my soda before the movie started, so I had to go pee like 3 different times.
Oh, I starved myself of all liquids like 3 hours before. My lips were chapped in the movie.
Oh no, I'm terrible about every movie I see. I end up peeing like 2 or 3 times. I just chug.
Oh, I didn't want to miss a minute of this.
In all seriousness, I thought they were going with that none of the Zeus stuff was real. Like there was no Hades, there was no God of War, and that it was all just like she was chasing something, and it was never really there. I thought that's the road that they were going to go down once she killed coked up Nazi leader head, and that was where it was going to end. And then that reveal, I was like, oh crap, I really did not see this coming. I was like, wow, like I kind of had a feeling that it would be one of two things. It was like, all right, this guy is either not the real God of War, or he is, or if he's not, then there is no God of War. I really didn't kind of expect the frail old guy to be the God of War. One of my minor gripes. Another one of my minor gripes.
Jesus
Christ. I'm sorry. This scene where they throw the gas chamber with all the scientists, and then they go, yes, but the gas chamber is in there. And they laugh at each other. I was like, come on, that was so mustache twirly. As just
Wait, which scene is that? When all the German generals are collected and they toss the gas grenade in there?
Yeah. And then they both look at each other and they laugh at each other.
The gas masks won't do anything. No, I liked it. My only complaint, the only thing that made me kind of like question marks over my head, is when she goes to the party and she has a sword tucked into her chest.
That was kind of funny.
Nobody noticed that. Like, people are looking at her. I don't know if they're looking at her because they noticed the fucking sword, or they're looking at her because she's gorgeous. Like, I couldn't figure it out. But
where was that sword holstered too?
There's this fan theory out there that I'm not going to get into right now.
That's my only thing that just, to me, I was like, that's kind of a weird choice of things. But I mean, that's just I'm just joining in on nitpicking. But I mean, I can't see a problem with any of this.
And I love the fact that the sword wasn't the god killer; she was the god killer.
Oh, I like they embraced both origins.
Yes.
The whole Herbie play, and then they did Brian Azzarello origin of no, that's all bullshit, and your mom's just a stupid liar. She really has sex with Zeus, and you're a demigod, part god yourself.
Yeah.
I was so happy that they embraced Brian Azzarello's run. That was one of my main concerns. The whole made out of clay thing. Okay, that's a bit hokey, and I was like, I get it for her. But the Brian Azzarello run, I was like, thank you. I'm glad that they took elements of that and they incorporated it in this story. Because it makes sense.
At the exact right time.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because in Rebirth, they reverted it back or something. I don't remember if that's correct or not. I haven't read much of Rebirth.
I haven't read any Rebirth, so I can't say.
I remember
the first two issues.
They kind of erased Brian Azzarello's origin.
Yeah, I was really mad at Greg Rucka for that.
I mean, the whole made out of clay, and I really, really wish so hard that you came to life. It's very Pinocchio bullshit, but yeah, I like that was better.
And well, now we can talk about specifically where her acting chops were so good, especially that fish out of water scene, fish called Wanda scene, where she sees jolly old England for the first time and is so just overwhelmed by the filth of it and all the people and all the things that she sees. That was really, I thought she did a great job of acting, and how she just rolls with the punches and then, bursts into the parliament like that. And talking to Chris Pine on the boat about biological reproduction, and that it turns out men weren't really necessary for pleasures of the flesh. I thought that was, I mean, she did a good job there. She did a good job at the horror of war. And she did a good job with the passion of wanting to protect mankind on Themyscira and on the battlefields. And Gabe talking about the scene where she walks onto no man's land and just her full-on bravery and courage in that. I can see why you got choked up at that. That was remarkable. And she gets everybody, up and ready to go, and they end up charging the trenches and retaking the town. And then her heartbreak at the town being gassed to death after she ended up spending a night with the people of the town and getting to know them. That was a heart-rending moment.
And how it was Chris Pine's fault. How he, again, just being a good soldier, going, you can't do that. It's going to ruin our mission if you reveal yourself and you barge in and you kind of just, fuck this place up on your own. It's going to, or you kill cokehead, German, general.
Dude.
Yeah, that's going to ruin our plan. That's going to put us out in a bad situation. And thousands of people were just gassed to death because of that, and she hated him for it. And that was a legit hate, and I felt bad for her and for Chris Pine and for Steve Trevor.
The scene I got choked up at the end was her looking at Chris Pine's picture on the bulletin board.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think Steve Trevor was going to go out that way, and it's to Chris Pine's credit. They had that camera on his face for a long time while he was making his decision in the plane to do it. And he was, reluctant, knew he had to do it, didn't want to do it, knew he had to do it. I think his face told a lot in just those few seconds that the camera was on his face. And then he pulls the trigger.
No dialogue. You can just read it in his face that he
exactly
wanted to do it, and he was just convincing himself to do it. And I felt he was just convincing himself to do it for what reason was it? Was it for himself? Was it for the people? Was it for country? Was it for Wonder Woman? Was it for the greater good of mankind? Like, what was it that finally made him decide to just accept that he's gonna die to do this?
Which marks another Steve dying in an airplane at the end of a movie.
this movie Captain America where she has her own band of like misfit soldiers.
It really is. The inspiration is there from a lot of different movies. There was a scene where she was climbing up on the side of the wall where she was putting her hands in, and I was like, this reminds me of that first time Tobey Maguire climbs up the side of the wall as Spider-Man. Like it echoes that so much.
Wait,
No Man's Land.
I missed the reference. Who's another Steve that died in a plane?
Steve Rogers, Captain America. He didn't die technically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But No Man's Land is absolutely brilliant. Like it's so well done. Just the build up to it where you don't really see the whole Wonder Woman outfit until that scene, and you get little glimpses of it. There's little bits and pieces where you can kind of see it through like the coats and stuff she wears, but just that scene where she's coming up on the trenches and you get your first real look at the Wonder Woman armor. You could just, in the theater I was in, you could really feel just everybody going, holy shit, this is it. Like, this is the moment where she cuts loose, and she is a badass to the full extent. She's got her shield, she's got the sword, she's got the armor, and it's just such a fucking great scene, and the build-up to it is so masterfully well done, because throughout this whole thing, you're wondering, when are we going to see her? When are we going to see her actually step up? When are we going to see her actually, kick some real ass? Because we see glimpses and pieces of it leading up to it, but that is the first scene where we fully see what she is capable of. And she steps out onto the battlefield, and she just dominates it. And she's taking all the bullets and stuff like that. She's holding up the shield. And then she gets help from, again, we're going back to that thing we talked about earlier where it's a film about a team in a way. Because ultimately they help each other out. The people she's with, and I don't remember if they have a name, the group that she's with, the people that she's with end up helping her out in that scene where you've got the sniper, you've got the Native American guy who, he wasn't that best of an actor, but still he was in that movie. And you've got Chris Pine's team, and it's just such a really well done scene. And there was another scene also where, oh my goodness, it was like shortly after that where she's in the city, and she is just bulldozing through like 30 or 40 guys inside of that room, and it was just fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was great when she just went in there and took out that entire room.
Oh, that was so good. There was one poor bastard that I felt terrible for. The guy at the end where he just where she pretty much just kicks him out of the building and she's flying with him outside.
Oh, yeah, she goes with him out the side of the building.
That slow motion fight scenes, like everybody complains about these DC movies having that Zack Snyder slow-mo like speed up, but they use that to like its fullest extent in these fight scenes where she taking people
really
out,
effective,
sliding down on her shield and on her knees, and just and she's taking hits herself. Like she's not just walking through like unscathed, like she's taking hits. But they team up and they do the whole like this pickup, but just the part where she picks up that tank and just chucks it down the street. It just blew me away. And they took the door off of, I don't know if it was a tank or like another car, and it's like 4 dudes having to hold it. And they go, "Hey, shield!" They letting her know, like, "Hey, jump on this." And she jumps into that church staple, and it just explodes. Like that whole like
it blows it apart.
Every war movie has like that really terrible sniper scene, like Hamburger Hill, Full Metal Jacket, movies like that have. It's kind of a
Animal House,
really dirty sniper scene, and they did it here, but they did it in such a different, cool way,
Yeah, that was great because. Like, she flies into the building. I'm like, all right, well, she's going to... No, the building just collapsed on that sniper. I started dying laughing in the theater. I'm like, holy shit.
Or the whole No Man's Land, like you were saying, there's a huge buildup to it.
Yeah.
The buildup is just her being... And she's covered the whole time. Everybody's commenting on how hot she is and how beautiful she is. And that's very kind of parallel and relevant to how we are. And we're like, Gal Gadot's so hot and beautiful and amazing. And she's just being... held down, like she's physically, mentally being held down, saying, "No, you can't help these people. This guy's missing a leg. This guy." Or you can't help them. She's being held down, being held down.
Right.
They go into the No Man's Land area, and it's just these babies being killed and people become slaves because of war. And again, as a good soldier, they're saying we can't do anything. We have to just keep going forward on our mission. And she goes, no. And this is something that's very near and dear to me. The idea of you have to stand up for people that can't stand up for themselves.
Right. And
she gets up, she reveals herself, and her robe comes off. And just her taking the bullets and the whole, we have to stand up for people who can't stand up for themselves. That's a personal thing to me. And I just lost it. Like I would just tears are just coming down my face. And that just, not many movies. I've never cried in a superhero movie, and this got me.
Well, Patty Jenkins has said, look, I took a lot of inspiration from Richard Donner's Superman, and you feel it. You feel that sense there where this is a character. It's, Jesus Christ, it took Warner Brothers 3 movies, but this is a character that actually wants to be a hero and actually wants to help and save people. It took WB 3 movies to get it, but they got it. Because she actively is, you see her in the movie, she cares about people. She sees people that are hurt, and she goes, no, we can't stand for this. Why are we just sitting on our asses and letting this happen? Why can't we go out there and help these people? And they say, oh, the guys are like around the table saying, oh, it's politics, stuff like that. We really don't want to interfere and all this other stuff. And she's like, it's as easy as this. Let's just go out there and help them. Why can't we do that? And I like the fact that you pointed that out, where she's kind of being constrained in a few of the scenes where they're saying, no, you can't really do that yet. You just hold back, wait back, and she's like, no, fuck this. Finally, I'm going to step up. If you guys don't want to step up, that's fine, but I'm going to do something about this. We cannot have these atrocities keep going on. And that was a scene where, like, again, just going back to No Man's Land really resonated with me, and it was really popular. And I think if anything, it's going to be the scene where generations of kids that are coming up right now, this is going to be their Richard Donner Superman. This is going to be their movie where they're 10, 20 years from now, they're going to look back and go, yeah, but I wanted to become a martial artist, or I wanted to join the military. I wanted to help people because of this film. This film inspired me to go out and do something more and to use my talents for other things. I think it's going to be that. And maybe I'm giving it too much credit. Who knows? But I really think it's that powerful of a film in certain areas, especially for young women today.
Yeah, I agree with you.
No, 100%. I'm not a woman, so I don't know, but I'm sure this movie had to have just.
Well, you're not a woman now.
Well,
a few years ago.
That trip to Mexico changed things.
Before the transition.
I got my Audi turned into an innie, but.
Jesus Christ.
But this has got to really, like, for women out there, be just this exploratory, like, spotlight on what they've always wanted to see. I mean, even like Luis and I have, people of color, seeing that kind of stuff represented on screen is amazing. And right now, it's really difficult to want to be a man because of how just terrible this society is right now, things like that. And for this movie to come up and rise above all that, and to just come out with this acclaim and everything, it's a beautiful thing. Right? This is a beautiful movie, and I like the idea of, like you were saying before, Luis, there was color, and they filmed the movie in light while they were on Themyscira, and once they went to the world of man, it was just dark and polluted, and just it was like a living fart of a country.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here I am again, token white guy. Silver Fox, token white guy.
We still love you, Jess. Don't worry, man.
Everything's my fault.
It's all right, man.
I know there was something else I wanted to touch on.
Just to say thanks for the warning, officer.
There was something else that I wanted to touch on. Trying to think, what else? What was the name of her assistant? Of his assistant? Of Steve's assistant?
Etta?
Yes, Etta Candy. Oh my! Every scene she was in, she stole it.
Yeah, she was great.
She was fantastic. She was perfectly cast as Etta Candy. There was a one bit where Diana says, well, where I come from, they're called slaves. And she said, oh, I like her. And I started dying laughing in the theater. It was really good. That was one of the things that I enjoyed. There was comedy. They knew, but they knew how to use it sparingly. They were very intelligent with it. It wasn't just yokes all over the place. And now I just remember what I want to talk about. They easily could have fell into the Wonder Woman is. They did this, but they easily could have fell into Wonder Woman is a fish out of water, so she's kind of dumb. What it is that they established very early on she is intelligent. She speaks over, I think they said like 200 words. She is naive. She just doesn't know the ways of the world yet, and she has a willingness to want to help and a willingness to want to change things for the better, because that is what she was raised as. Her people are meant to be warriors and help people out. They established very intelligent early. I really dug that, and they didn't yoke up too much of the well, she's a fish out of water story, because that could get a bit too cute and it could get a bit annoying at times.
Yeah, it was the scenes where she was in the city that were the humorous ones that got the lighthearted laughs part, and that's where they were needed. There was nothing funny about, starting with No Man's Land and the scenes right before that, but they played it up well in her fish out of water type of thing. The jokes, Etta Candy was great.
And the movie just started right away. Like, you got that 5 minutes of her as a little girl, that little girl that Louise hates, and when they were watching other movies,
the first 10 minutes that were great.
I didn't
like, you didn't have to wait for Steve Trevor to land on Themyscira. It happened right away. This movie kicked off immediately. It landed, running. It went out the gate like quick.
I'm just saying, next to Daphne Keane, the little girl they got could have taken some acting lessons. I'm just saying.
You're a hater.
I'm not a hater.
I loved when she asked if he was average or above average when he was naked, and says, "What's that?" And he looked down. And he goes, "Oh, that's my watch." I thought that was great.
That was a great whole bit. Oh my god, well, I'm above average in my species.
Well, I mean, that watch pulls, that watch plays a role throughout the movie later.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not an awkward dick joke. That actually like this really sweet moment between the two of them.
Right. And it's interesting how she says she's unfamiliar with the concept of a watch, and she says something to the effect of, "You let that little machine tell you what to do," because she's not familiar with the concept of time. She still didn't get the concept of time until maybe when he gave the watch to her, and I don't know. I thought that was well done, how she didn't get the concept of time. That was a really well-placed part in the movie.
Or even that whole part at the end where he gives her the watch. Like, she took a mortar blast or something, and she couldn't hear. Like, she just had an echo. And you didn't know until later that, Steve Trevor finally told her, like, "I love you." And the movie wasn't based on like man-female relationships and love. That was like the last 3 minutes of the movie. But that was just a sweet moment and everything like that. And Steve Trevor wasn't a chump. Like, he pulled his own weight on that beach scene. Like, he was taking Germans down and stuff like that himself, and saved her from being shot and things like that. So it's not anti-male at all. And I know a lot of people. I've read a lot of imposed that people just proclaiming that nonsense.
Yeah, those people are stupid.
They are stupid.
They are completely stupid. What did you think of the third act? I know some people complained about it. Some people said it's not that great and everything. I thought it was pretty good. I really enjoyed the whole lot of the third act. I really dug it. I wasn't.
Gabe, you're the best. You under your banner, do you see it?
Yeah, was this spoilers?
No, under hardcover's banner.
Oh, that's.
I don't like chocolate.
Oh, you did that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's funny.
So the third act I really dug. The whole fight with Ares, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, it kind of felt, it felt a little generic at certain points, but I was like, you know what, this is really cool. I really dug Ares' powers were pretty cool as well. The whole metal and stuff like that. Okay, well, the scene where he wraps her up and you see the plane flying, it blows up, and she's just crying and yelling. I was like, fuck, it hit me in the heart. Like, that hit me real hard.
And that's when she finally realized her potential.
Yeah, it's not just, the whole movie isn't just Wonder Woman, who's a god, taking down mortals. And it was like that for a while, and it was really cool to see her just fuck people up. But then there has to be some kind of obstacle in her way. And sure, it took to the third act for that to happen. But once she got to it, and it's like, her uncle or whatever, Ares is the obstacle in her way that can actually stand up to her, and she actually has a physical fight and has some kind of endurance test to it was great. And she bomb blast. And at the same time, she never lost her meaning. She never lost her mission, her way of protecting innocent people and protecting these people of Earth and man. And not man isn't just dudes, people with dicks, but just mankind in general.
I loved the look of determination on her face whenever it came on her face. She'd take a shot, and then she'd get that look of determination on her face. A very expressive face she had.
And then she started flying, too, I mean, the invisible jet was in the movie most of the time, but then you see her fly for real. It was great.
Where was my invisible jet? I wanted my invisible jet, damn it. Just give me a scene of, like, her bumping into it. Oh, snap. Oh, what's that right there? Just something like that.
Where's my invisible woman, Gabe? Am I going to get an empty box from you?
What are you talking about? No, it's in the mail.
I know, and I appreciate it.
So
I know yesterday, dude. You got the tracking number.
I know.
So I mean, if you guys don't have any, do you guys want to final thoughts on this before we're kind of going a little bit late? You guys got any final thoughts?
No, I'm happy to answer questions if anybody has any questions. I feel like we've covered the movie really well, especially Gabe, who's going to be on PBS at the movies pretty soon.
Seriously, Gabe,
movie analyst. Wow.
Yeah, you turned in your college thesis today.
Yeah.
I love the movie. It was great. I mean,
yeah. But the way you articulated it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I was like, me am like this movie. It am good. And you're like, well, in the scene, many layers to this character. And I'm like, whoa.
And I just don't like child actors.
I'm more than just a guy that likes 90s comics.
And I just don't like I said, I just don't like child actors. I'm sorry. All right, so I'm going to rank it it's going in my top 5 superhero movies. It has to. It's so good. It really is. My nitpicking and my qualms aside that I've already said.
Douchebag.
Jesus. Real mature, Jess. Real mature. My qualms aside, it's God. All right. So if I had to rank it right now for this year's movies, I would say from what I've seen so far, damn, this is really hard. Logan would be number 1. What came out? What else came out? Get Out.
Oh, Get Out. You're including that?
Yeah, I'm going just in general, like movies
just
that come
any movies. Okay.
Yeah. Logan, Get Out. I want to say.
We lost you after you said Get Out. Logan, Get Out, and then what?
Logan, Get Out, and was Split this year?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Split was this year.
All right, Logan, Get Out, Split, and Wonder Woman. Big.
That's good. It's in your top 4.
Yeah, it's in my top 4. Baby Driver's coming out in a few weeks. I definitely want to see that. War of the Planet of the Apes is coming out in a few weeks. Gonna see that. I have to. And the new Tom Cruise Mummy movie comes out this week, which looks fucking terrible. I actually kind of want to see it because it looks pretty bad.
Did you say it got like 22% on Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah. We talked about that this week in the news show that's on Patreon for $5. Thank you very much, Jess. We talked about that this week where it got only 23% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it's not doing that hot. And this is their start. This is Universal's start of its big cinematic monster movie verse. I don't think it's gonna do well.
No, it's probably supposed to be Dr. Jekyll, and that's cool. But this movie, Mummy's been trotted as like the worst Tom Cruise movie, and he's made a lot of shit movies.
There was that one where he shot pool. I like that one.
Color Money, yeah.
Shot pool. That pool shooting movie with Paul Newman.
You know, that movie about Scientology that he made?
I still need to see, what is it? Rinse, wash, repeat, endless summer. He's in battle and he keeps getting killed and he has to relive it.
Live, Die, Repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to see that because I just got the soundtrack to it after listening to it on YouTube, courtesy of Gabe, and I want to see that. Ryan Sace, the bastard, says it's a great movie, so I want to see it. There is one question there. Jess, are you picking up the Bendis Crime Noir Omni next week? And the answer is yes.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
It's got a lot of good stuff in it.
Yeah.
Dunkirk, Kingsman 2. That's right. Dunkirk comes out this year. I'm not crazy about Dunkirk because it's a war movie and it's PG-13.
I still need to see Kingsman 1. I heard that was great.
Oh, Kingsman is fantastic.
Edge of Tomorrow. That's right.
That's
yeah. Emily Blunt is in it. Okay. Yeah.
That's what's funny about that movie is the tagline got confused and everybody calls it by the tagline, not by the actual title of the movie.
Well, it's had like 3 different movies. It was what was it? It's Live, Die, Repeat, but before in movie theaters, it was Edge of Tomorrow, and then like while they were writing it, it was something else. It was just all over the place.
Gabe is the new James Lipton. I love it.
So tell me, how was your acting ability in that one scene where you felt your father?
What is your favorite word? What is your least favorite word? When you get to the gates of heaven, what do you hope to see?
A big hoagie.
A Cuban sandwich.
Yes.
That's Gabe. Gabe has got the Cuban sandwich bug. He drove how many miles yesterday?
I went to 2 different places. One place was by my house, and I had to go to the strip for the other place. But it's like the bad side of the strip.
And then
like
you got a fake Cuban sandwich because they didn't even put the mayo and the mustard inside.
Yeah, I don't know. I went to the bad part of town of the strip, which is right by the Pawn Stars pawn shop.
Mm-hmm.
And I got that. And I went to the other place today that was by my house, and it was fucking sold out. Like it was like 11 o'clock in the morning, and they were already sold out of Cubans.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It must be amazing if they're selling out that quick.
You've got the Cuban bug.
I know. I got that Cuban bug. I got like just communism all up inside of me.
Communism with pickles, though.
And mustard and mayonnaise.
Hey, but communism never tasted so good, huh?
That's right.
Communism.
For those of you that don't know, Gabe has never had a Cuban sandwich until he came to visit me.
Yeah, man, you're my sandwich pusher.
When you order
a big haul.
Yeah. Oh. Go ahead and read that.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go.
When you order a big haul, do you get the free trade or a surprise comic? There's a free trade?
There's a surprise comic?
Am I missing something?
Yeah, it's a
Nobody's
question.
told me this.
There's a question in the chat. Are we supposed to get a free trade or a surprise comic when we make a big haul at IST?
Because if that's the case, Jess should be able to make a house out of the free stuff he would get.
Yeah, I've been with DCBS since like 2004. before. So yeah,
Do they give you free stuff?
I don't get shit.
Sakura Darling. Are we all missing something?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't expect anything, but if they're giving it out to people, then yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm wildly happy when I get free FedEx, so I take that.
I've never gotten free FedEx. I've gotten FedEx for like $1 before.
Yeah.
I've gotten FedEx. On my comic site, it does. In-stock trays had it too. What website is that?
I don't believe.
Not cheap novels.
I think that is. Wait, really?
Maybe Things from Another World?
My comic shop does it. I know my comic shop. I order a lot of stuff through them, like back issues and things like that. But I've never gotten a free comic out of them or a free trade or anything.
Love the stuff you guys are doing. Thank you. That we don't need to say anything else. I won't read the rest of your question. No, love the stuff you guys are doing. And I have a question. Is it okay to get omnibus like the recent Larson Michelini Spider-Man omnibus with the main Amazing Spidey omnibus volume still coming out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
In order at all. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, they don't have anything to do with each other hardly, except for Spider-Man.
Spider-Man though, like that's cool as shit. I like that era of Spider-Man.
Cheapcomics.com. Is that European?
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah, I've heard of that website. It's I've ordered from them before actually.
Oh, it's American?
I think so.
Oh. Boy, no, absolutely not. I have no clue about it.
If it's the website, I think it is. I've ordered from them before.
Oh, he says it's European. Yeah.
I just swore I've ordered from them before.
Well, you might have.
It's possible.
We should just start our own website. We should just start our own like diamond account.
I think it's pretty bitchin'. We have Emily on the group. That she that she answers our questions and tells us about books that are out again and everything. That's pretty amazing that she does that.
Ooh. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I mean, that shows a lot about the group. That shows a lot about IST. That shows a lot about the comics community. I mean, that helps everyone.
Yeah. And she promises she's not cheating on us with other Facebook groups.
Of course not, because you got Gabe, Jess, and Hardcover.
Jazz hands.
Jazz hands. Wonder Woman needs better child actors. God damn you!
It's true.
That is creepy.
Jeez.
It's true.
That girl is like.
I stand by that statement. That girl should have been fired the first day on set.
She's like 5 years younger than Laura in X-23 and Logan.
I don't care. I've seen child actors before. Annie is an American icon, and she was a better child actress.
Wait, Annie, the one who had to get like dentures because she lost her teeth, like she lost her baby teeth.
Yes.
That poor little girl was like Shirley Temple was just tormented her whole life.
It gave us a great performance. Something that was lacking in that child in Wonder Woman.
Child actors all turned out to be like drug addicts and car thieves.
Still a great performance to this day.
Look at Little Rascals. All of those actors, those young actors, died like the most fucked up ways you could ever think of in your life.
Yeah,
totally.
But they were still hilarious and they were great for their time. Something that was not in Wonder Woman.
God, fucker.
I'm just saying, like, she would have showed up on set at the first day and I'd be like, yeah, this isn't working out. Sorry. I would have crushed that little girl's dream on someone else.
And you're a school teacher.
Children, as long as you don't want to be some shitty child star.
Yeah.
You know, she's lifting her arms up, and I'm just like, this is no, she's terrible. No, get somebody else.
What about Wonder Woman 2? Soul Gem says Cheetah for Wonder Woman 2. That'd be cool.
Wonder Woman 2.
That would be cool.
Electric Boogaloo. I'm looking forward to it. I really want to see it. I think Cheetah would be awesome for Wonder Woman 2.
I don't know much about Wonder Woman. I mean, that's the thing. I was talking to my local comic shop yesterday, and I was asking them if Wonder Woman, if the movies brought more people in. And of course, it doesn't. That's not the way it works, unfortunately. But there isn't really like an essential like Wonder Woman story that you can just hand to like a first-time comic book reader and say, "Oh, you like the Wonder Woman movie? How about you check this out?" Like, I don't think there's anything out there like that right now. There's no Wonder Woman Dark Knight Returns or Wonder Woman Year One or Wonder Woman Hush or anything like that.
I get what you're saying.
Grant Morrison wrote Wonder Woman Year One. I never read that though.
Oh, it's great. I thought it was wonderful.
Well, I need to read. Yannick Paquette's art is gorgeous, so I wanted to read it.
Yeah, it is great. I liked it. Is Batman No Man's Land a quality read? Yes.
No.
What? Shut up, Luis. Go home.
Wait, which one's that? Wait. No, I got it confused with Nightfall. My mistake. No Man's Land is good.
Double shut up on that one.
The first half of Nightfall is great. The second half I didn't care for.
Uh-oh, Gabe's leaving. He's walked off the set.
Omnibus right now.
Yeah, that's the good part. That's the first half.
I'm going to burp it.
That's the good part, man. That's the first half. And then we get into the Azrael shit.
No, once Azrael becomes Batman and he just like fucking up like bums in the alleyway with cars.
Well, we established from doing that Spawn video that you hate bums.
Oh yeah, I hate bums.
Yeah,
I got a personal vendetta with bums.
Yeah, I mean, you spend your weekends throwing change at them and making them fight each other.
Yeah, Greg.
I spend my weekend throwing change into traffic to see if they go after it.
Oh God.
It's terrible.
Greg Rucka's run on Wonder Woman is good. From 2000.
Ari Amir says, you might as well read Clone Saga. No, that was Attack on Louis. He says, you might as well read Clone Saga.
I want to get that omnibus. I didn't read Clone Saga, not all of it. I read bits and pieces of it as it was coming out. But I want that omnibus, and the second one's coming out, and I want them both because I love 90s comics.
How many clones? Clone Saga was massive.
Oh, it ran for like 3-4 years or something outrageous like that across all the Spidey books.
Jeez. I think in order to get it all, they have to have like 3 omnibuses, right?
I think so. I remember like the very, 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 very end, some fucked up shit happens, and that's when I stopped reading Spider-Man comics until Ultimate Spider-Man came out.
This run is great for readers as far as Wonder Woman goes. I haven't read it. What is you guys' most anticipated hardcover coming out the rest of the year? The Hellboy in Hell hardcover.
I'm gonna say shit. I can't name off one. I'll name off a handful. Dan Jurgens' Thor from Heroes Reborn. Hulk. World War Hulk, Planet Hulk omnibus. Those two, and the Journey into Mysteries omnibus.
Ooh, Journey into Mystery omnibus. That's a good one. I don't know. You'll have to tell me what's coming out. I don't look ahead and anticipate. I'm always surprised every week on IST. So I don't know. I don't know. I am getting World War Hulk and Planet Hulk omnis. I am getting that Journey into Mystery omni. What am I looking forward to most, though? You know what I'm looking forward to most is the Rebirth Deluxes, because I really want to start reading Rebirth.
Ooh, yeah.
And I haven't read any of it. So, except for the first Rebirth book, but I haven't read any of it, so I really want to read it. So that's what I'm looking most forward to. That's from the heart, man.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to some of the Rebirth stuff to come out. I really, when Rebirth happened, DCBS had like these really awesome deals of you can get every single issue for like $30 or something stupid like that. So I got like the first 6 issues of every Rebirth title that came out. And there's some great stuff. I really just, some of the better stuff I want like in a hardcover premium format, like Detective Comics, Batman, Flash, Wonder Woman, things like that. I really want to check out and have in like a hardcover kind of format.
I know.
The fourth World Omnibus. That I want.
The fourth what?
Fourth World Omnibus. I definitely want that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm all over that. I can't wait for that stuff.
Yeah, actually, the week before Baltimore Con, the Harley Quinn Omnibus's first half is supposed to come out. And I want to get it and take it to Baltimore Con because Palmiotti and Connor are both supposed to be there, and I want them to sign that. So I hope it comes out the week before like it's supposed to.
They were both at MegaCon, and they had a line. Like,
Yeah.
Did they?
Weekend at their table.
Yeah, they were always busy.
Yeah.
Good for them.
I'm just saying, like, if you want to do it, you're gonna wait in line, or you got to show up early, or something. Like, you better pack a lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see too many more comments. I just read Unstable Molecules, the Fantastic Four story. I haven't.
I haven't.
I hated it.
Oh.
I hated it.
Wow.
I thought it was gonna be a Fantastic Four story, but it's not. I don't even know what the fuck that was.
When was it released?
2000, like mid 2000s, 2003, 2005.
Oh.
It's not even Fantastic Four related. It is just random people that have parallels to Fantastic Four. It's just I love the idea of Unstable Molecules, but it has nothing to do with anything Fantastic Four. It's an out of continuity story, I think.
Yeah, Absolute World's Greatest Heroes. That's a second printing of it. That's a good book that'll be coming out with fabulous Alex Ross art.
The Button is getting a deluxe. I think that's coming out November. It's a ways out. Like they should just. I think DC should be pumping it out faster.
I want the John's Aquaman omnibus. I think everybody does at this point.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I don't care.
Jesus.
What?
Not that I don't want it. I just don't have any like attachment to it to care.
And you're mad at me for not liking child actors. Could have gotten somebody better.
No, I need to. I should probably start working on that. I need to get the Jeff Johns Green Lantern omnibus.
Oh, dude, yes. Have you ever read it?
I've read them. I used to have all the issues. Well, not all of them. I had them all the way up to Green Lantern Rebirth up until like the first 30 issues. Then I stopped reading it until Blackest Night came out.
Mm.
And I really fell hard into Blackest Night because I was at San Diego Comic-Con when Blackest Night was starting, and they had like all these really cool, different colored Hal Jordan figures. And I was into that. I got hardcore into that, and then Brightest Day was a piece of shit.
Did you ever finish your readathon of that, Jess? You were reading all of it, weren't you, at one point?
Yeah, I was reading it alongside the Green Lantern Corps bound books that I got. I got sidetracked. I still have to read 2 and 3 and the rest of my GLCs. I don't know when that's happening. I got so many readathons going right now, but I need to get that going again. Yeah, I love the first Omni. It was great.
Mm-hmm. All right, it's almost 11 o'clock here. Do you guys want to go ahead and call it?
Yeah, that sounds good.
It's only 7:45 over here, so it's up to you.
Oh, good for you. No, I'm kidding.
Good for you.
Guys, where can they find you once again for the 20 some odd people we have left in the chat right now? They held on.
They did hold on. We held on right at 22.
Yeah, usually we drop down to like 8 when we do these spoiler chats.
They can find me on YouTube on Omnidogs Vault. That's right, Omnidogs Vault on YouTube. I just put out 3 new vids yesterday, and I'm going to put out some more this weekend. I've got a ton of ideas. Not 90s comics. That's covered by this other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you covered on Gabe Infinity Watch for all of your 90 comics needs.
There you go.
That's pretty soon. That's a cool idea. I really want to do that because I think there's a need for it and nobody's filling it. And I'm gonna be that dude that fills your need.
Dude, I'm telling you, do it, and you're gonna see a lot of people who get attracted to your channel. You really don't see that many people just covering 90s comics specifically, especially with the love that you have for it.
Yeah, you got a passion for it, and that's going to show through.
That's what it's all about. I'm in it. I want to do it. That's a really, really cool idea. So.
Okay. Gabe, did you get a chance to plug it? Gabe Infinity Watch, right?
Gabe Infinity Watch here on YouTube. Gabe Infinity Watch on Instagram. And me and Louise had a really odd talk last night, and I think I'm going to end up doing a Gabe Infinity Watch fan page on Facebook pretty soon. I'm almost at 500 subscribers. I'm getting close to Jess, who got like 1,000 subscribers. In
I did not.
What are you up to now, Jess? Close to 500, right?
I'm getting there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I checked earlier today, Jess, and you're like at 450, and I'm like at 475 or something like that.
Oh, I'm at 450. Okay.
Yeah.
Kofifi.
Kofifi, and calmly did nothing on this stand today. Anticlimactic.
All right, guys. So you guys are in the right place if you want to check out more of my videos. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded. Tomorrow there will be a review going up for Moonshine. Next week there will be a review going up for Essex County. I'm finally getting that out of the way.
There's something missing there that a review is going up on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a review of Codpiece Thor that needs to be going up there since you lost the bet.
I will get to Codpiece Thor next week. I promised. I lost the bet. God damn it! And I will get to that book next week. Everybody keeps telling me it's not as bad as they think it will be. I don't believe them.
I know. I almost like it that you're dragging it out. It's making the anticipation is making it worse for you. So I kind of like that.
So that review is going to be going up. Essex County will be next week. Moonshine will be tomorrow. Red Hood and the Outlaws should also be next week. I'm really doubling down because I've got more time to do it. And like a whole bunch of other stuff that's coming you guys' way. Patreon is found in the description, guys. If you haven't considered it, it's really, really greatly appreciated. It's really greatly important. There are hours of content on Patreon right now. Me and Jess, we did a new show this morning. It's going to go up within 5 minutes of us finishing this. Gabe and I watched Spawn this past week, and we commented on it. And a whole bunch of other stuff as well. Pick of the Week is going up there today for sure. I'm going to be finishing up here, and then I'm going to edit it. And yeah, so check that out. Love you guys. Everybody have a great night.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
San Dimas High School football rules.
I hate child actors.
Louis hates everything.
I do not. I do not. I just want better child actors than Wonder Woman. I'm telling you, they will play that scene over in the next movie, and it'll be a completely different actor. It'll be a completely different actor.
Dr. Poison. That's your new name. Dr. Poison.
Of Louise hates everything.
All I'm saying is that they need a better child actress in the next one. I don't want to see the same child actress. Get her out of there. They'll replace her with like some Indian kid or something like that, and I'd be perfectly fine.
Some Indian kid. That sounds vaguely racist, but since I'm the white guy, I don't think I can say that.
Have a good night, everybody.
You're going to outsource that role to an Indian kid? Yeah, that's racist.
Oh my God. Let's end it on that. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.